Hi guys, and welcome back to another video, and today I'm just going to share some tips for aspiring creative directors or similar roles within the music industry. I get a lot of people, like new graduates, messaging me, asking me for tips about what they should do, where they should go, etc. And so I just thought I'd do a video with my tips. I have done one similar with some more information about my kind of processes and preferences within the role, so I'll link that up here. But this is going to be more like my tips for people who message me. If you are not that and you're a musician and you're like, where are my branding, visuals and social media tips that you upload regularly, then you might find some value in this video as well. Who knows? You might find it interesting to know how this role comes about and the kind of people who do it. That might be useful to you, or just interesting, or just watch it because you're nice. If you're new here, please subscribe and join us. Okay, let's dive right in. A lot of people who message me are new graduates, so I'm going to come at this from this angle. If you've just graduated and you're like, oh yeah, I'd like to be a creative director and I'd love to work in the music industry, then here are my tips. So from graduating, you're like, what do I do next? So I would say hone your creative skills and your individual style. And that does take some development time. So use these next few years to, one, have fun because, don't forget to live, but also just play, research, learn, hone your skills, practice getting outside your comfort zone, and work on defining your own individual style as well. Next thing you can do is network like crazy. Most of my work comes from either YouTube, thank you, or recommendations and people I've worked with passing me on to other people, or just people that I know. So network like crazy, go to gigs, go to galleries, it doesn't always have to be music related even, it can be the creative or the visual art side of things as well. So just network with anyone who lights you up or who inspires you, go to events, seek out people, make friends, make connections, and just get your name out there. Just talk to people wherever you go as well. Like, it doesn't even have to be intentional networking. If you're in a cafe queue or wherever, a train station, just get talking to people. And if you find this difficult, then start online. Start making conversation on social media, interacting with people, contacting people, and then just build up your feeling comfortable with your authentic self and how you communicate, and then go out there in the real world. A lot of it is just being yourself and being confident in that, which is why I always tell musicians as well. A lot of things in life, I feel, are like that. And when you do network, just be genuine. Just if they've done some work that you like, then tell them that. Or if you have things in common, share that. But be genuine and say thank you. I literally get people who message me and ask me questions and I answer them and then they just don't reply. Like, thank the people that have taken the time to give you information. And even if I get a response from someone that they're like, oh no, we can't help you at this time, still reply and say thank you because they've taken the time to reply to you. Next tip, develop a thick skin. You will be rejected and ignored a million times, and that's okay. Everyone who is at the top of their game, not saying I am anywhere near top of my game, anyone who is at the top of their game has literally contacted thousands of people, literally thousands, and been ignored and rejected probably thousands of times too. So don't take that. Again, it comes down to being yourself and having confidence in that. You have to have confidence in your abilities and where you're taking it in order to not be knocked back all the time. And if you do have a stage where you're like, oh God, I'm sick of this, just take a break and then come back to it. Be kind to yourself as well. So use these years after graduation to develop yourself as well. Self-development. If you have any time left after everything for self-development, mindset work, mental health, learn about that as well. I did a lot of self-development and it really comes into when I do consultations, branding consultations with artists at the moment. But the mindset, the self-development, the mental health stuff always comes into it as well. Next tip, figure out how you want to do business. So do you want to be self-employed? Do you specifically not want to be self-employed? Do you want to be freelance? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to work for a certain company? Just have a think. And again, you don't have to make any decisions. Like, you absolutely don't have to decide. Literally take it a day at a time, a week at a time. and you don't have to have all the answers, but you can just have like thoughts in the back, like just thinking, okay, how do I want to do business? And things that happen will nudge you one way or the other. And if you do know that you want to be self-employed, so this can be either freelance, which is you doing projects for money, or it can be owning a studio, so you are CEO of your studio and you employ people, or you can be an entrepreneur, which obviously there's crossovers between these, but for me, entrepreneur is you have multiple income streams. So you have passive income sources, you also do some projects, you might have some teaching stuff on the side as well. There's multiple income streams, and not all of them swap your time for money. So just have a think about those, or there might be like a specific company that you're just like, no, I know I want to work for that company. Just have some thoughts around these things. And then if you do know you want to be self-employed, then have a think about researching contracts, setting up bookkeeping. Again, you don't have to do all this as soon as you graduate, but if you do know that you want to one day be self-employed, it doesn't hurt to get a few business books and read them, or research how to create a contract, things like that, just so it's not so much of a overload when you do start. Okay, next tip. Ideally, before you become a creative director, you gain some experience managing small teams. I found this really, really useful because you do just get plunged into certain projects and you're the go-to person, and you have to project manage. That is another one. Project manage, team management, and delegation. Those three things are really key. So if you can get any experience in those things, it will help and just give you a boost of confidence when you do come into a project and you have to literally, people are looking at you with the face saying, what do I do? And you know like exactly what needs to happen at what point, and you can tell each person what they need to do to meet this overall goal as a team. So yeah, I think those are the things that aren't like talked about a lot, like the organization, delegating, like these are really, really important skills for this role. And also if you don't like doing those things as well, then that's okay. Maybe you don't have to do this or you can learn. Just because you don't like doing that right now doesn't mean that you won't in the future. So don't just be like, oh, I can't do that because I can't do that. Take it a little bit at a time, step at a time. Okay, and my last tip, don't worry if you specialize in a creative outlet or if you're a jack of all trades. I am definitely a jack of all trades. I have done some styling, I have done some videography, I have done branding and marketing, I have done graphic design, I have done building little models like stage design. So I definitely don't specialize in any of those areas, and when the projects get at their biggest, I would definitely be delegating to a million other creatives. My role then would be the overall vision, the bigger picture, and bringing everything and everyone together to make that happen. So don't worry, but at the same time, a lot of creative directors will come from being a choreographer or a lighting designer or a production designer or an art director or a videographer. Like there are loads where people do specialize and then go on to that role. So it's a really weird thing. You really have to trust your own path and do what you enjoy. What I did when I was studying is I did what I enjoyed, which started off as music performance, textiles and interior design, and then it went to dance and choreography and music performance, and then I went on to do fashion, media and promotion, which covered graphic design, styling, photography, marketing, branding, making things, everything. So it covered every skill I use today on a daily basis. And then I did music management, which, because I knew I loved the music industry and wanted to, by that point I did know I wanted to do the visual arts within the music industry. But everyone has their own unique career path, so just embrace yours. But those are the tips I would say to work on if you've just graduated and you're like, oh, what do I do? Definitely hone your creative skills, network like crazy, figure out how you want to do business, get a thick skin, just get out there and start gaining experience. Because I mean, you may be able to graduate and go straight in, but from my experience, and my advice wouldn't be to do that. It would be to find your creative voice and just gain some experience. So when you go into this role, you're going to be able to smash it and you're going to feel comfortable. So yeah, those are my tips. Good luck. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful to you, or if you are one of these people who are interested in doing this kind of job. Obviously each role again differs from each other. It depends how you want to do business. But yeah, if you have any other questions, then let me know in the comments and I will do my best to help. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. Goodbye.